was a hot, humid day in August 2016. For months, they had been meticulously planning this operation, gathering intelligence and probing the defenses of the Equation Group. The NSA's hacking unit was renowned for its impenetrable security and cutting-edge technology. But the shadow brokers had uncovered a weakness, a vulnerability they could exploit. The stage was set, and the time had come to strike. By dawn, the heist was complete. The shadow brokers had pulled off the unthinkable. They had hacked the NSA. They had in their possession some of the most powerful cyber weapons ever created, tools designed to infiltrate and compromise critical systems around the globe.
A group calling themselves the
Shadow Brokers
claim that they've hacked the NSA, according to foreignpolicy.com. They say they stole malware and they're auctioning off the files. Security researchers say the claims appear to be legitimate. A former NSA scientist says it could be hugely damaging, blowing some operations up.
Their first major public appearance was marked by the release of a trove of hacking tools and exploits, which they claimed were stolen from the Equation Group, a group closely linked to the NSA. These tools, designed to exploit vulnerabilities in widely used software and operating systems, were the crown jewels of the NSA's cyber arsenal. Many of the initial leaks targeted vulnerabilities in Microsoft Windows, as it exposed critical weaknesses in the cybersecurity infrastructure of countless organizations worldwide. Tech companies and cybersecurity experts scrambled to patch the vulnerabilities and mitigate the potential damage. The group's course of action was both rare and audacious. They announced an auction for these tools, demanding payment in Bitcoin and setting a reserve price of 1 million Bitcoins, worth approximately $580 million at the time. Despite the staggering sum, the auction failed to attract substantial bids, leading the shadow brokers to release portions of the data for free and offer individual tools for sale directly. But this would be just the tip of the iceberg on the impact the shadow brokers had on the rest of the world.
It looked at first like an attack just on hospitals in the UK, but it's now becoming clear that this malicious software has run riot around the world. Russia, the United States, and many points in between have been hit by what's now a common form of cybercrime.
One of the most devastating consequences of the shadow brokers' leak was the Wannacry ransomware attack in May 2017. Wannacry leveraged the Eternal Blue exploit, one of the tools released by the shadow brokers, to spread rapidly across networks, encrypting files and demanding ransom payments in Bitcoin for their release. The attack affected over 200,000 computers in more than 150 countries, disrupting businesses, healthcare systems, and critical infrastructure. The estimated economic damage ranged from hundreds of millions to over $4 billion, factoring in the costs of downtime, lost productivity, and the extensive recovery efforts required to restore affected systems. Despite the widespread impact, the total ransom payments made to Wannacry's operators were relatively modest. According to various analyses, the attackers collected approximately $140,000 in Bitcoin. Many victims, particularly larger organizations, opted not to pay the ransom and instead focused on restoring systems from backups and applying security patches. Attribution in cyber attacks is notoriously difficult, but significant evidence pointed towards North Korea as the origin of the Wannacry attack. The US and UK governments, along with several cybersecurity firms, attributed the attack to the Lazarus Group, a North Korean state-sponsored hacking collective. The group had previously been linked to high-profile cyber incidents, including the 2014 Sony Pictures hack and various financial heists.
If you're tuning in right now, you'd know that we've been hit by yet another massive ransomware attack. If you thought Wannacry, which was last month, left you teary-eyed, then believe you me, this one, whether you call it Petya or NotPetya, well, this one's a lot stronger, a lot smarter, and it's spreading like wildfire.
Using the same Eternal Blue exploit that the shadow brokers leaked, the NotPetya attack, which erupted just a month after the Wannacry ransomware outbreak, is widely regarded as one of the most destructive cyber attacks in history. Despite its initial appearance as ransomware, demanding a payment of $300 in Bitcoin to decrypt files, its true nature quickly became apparent. NotPetya was a sophisticated and highly destructive malware that caused widespread damage to businesses, infrastructure, and governments around the globe, rather than generate ransom payments. Cybersecurity experts and intelligence agencies later attributed the attack to Russian state-sponsored hackers, specifically the Sandworm Group, which has been linked to the Russian military intelligence agency. The attack was believed to be part of a broader campaign to destabilize Ukraine amid ongoing geopolitical tensions. In the wake of their initial leaks and the unsuccessful auction of NSA tools, the shadow brokers devised a novel approach to monetizing their stolen exploits: a subscription service. This service, introduced in mid-2017, represents a significant shift in their strategy, providing a recurring revenue model that leveraged the ongoing demand for cutting-edge cyber tools and data. The shadow brokers set the subscription price at 100 Zcash, a cryptocurrency known for its enhanced privacy features, making it an attractive choice for anonymous transactions. At the time, 100 Zcash was roughly equivalent to $21,000, though the value fluctuated with the volatile cryptocurrency market. This high price point targets well-funded buyers such as cybercriminals, state actors, and advanced persistent threat groups. To promote the subscription service, the shadow brokers utilized their characteristic cryptic and provocative communication style. They announced the service on various platforms, including dark web forums and social media channels, taunting potential buyers and boasting about the quality and exclusivity of their offerings. Their messages were often written in broken English and laced with mockery directed at the NSA, cybersecurity firms, and the broader intelligence community. This subscription service, called the Shadow Brokers Data Dump of the Month, included exploits and tools, hacking toolkits, sensitive data, and cryptographic keys and passwords. Estimating the exact revenue generated by the shadow brokers' subscription service is challenging due to the anonymity of cryptocurrency transactions and the secretive nature of their operations. However, the high price point likely limited the number of subscribers to those with substantial financial resources. Even a small number of subscribers could generate significant revenue. Assuming a modest subscriber base of 10 to 20 subscribers per month, the shadow brokers could have generated between $210,000 and $420,000 monthly. Over a 6-month period, this would translate to $1.2 million on the low end to $2.5 million in revenue on the high end. According to Vice, an anonymous researcher was able to identify the email address of people who have subscribed to the monthly dump service by the mysterious hacking group. The researcher estimated that, between June and early August, the shadow brokers had made up to $88,000 in an alternative cryptocurrency called Monero. So what is the legacy of the shadow brokers? The shadow brokers' activities had far-reaching consequences for global cybersecurity. Their leaks exposed critical vulnerabilities and forced organizations to reassess their security measures. The economic damage caused by the subsequent cyber attacks was immense, highlighting the tangible impact of cyber warfare on the global economy. The group's actions also underscored the challenges of regulating and controlling cyber weapons, raising ethical and political questions about their use by nation-states. The shadow brokers' legacy extends beyond the immediate damage they caused. Their innovative approaches to monetizing stolen data and tools set a precedent for future cybercriminal operations. They demonstrated the lucrative potential of cyber espionage and digital theft, inspiring other hacking groups to adopt similar tactics. Despite their significant impact, the true identities of the shadow brokers remain unknown. Speculation thrives, with some theories suggesting they may be a rogue faction within the NSA, a state-sponsored group from a foreign nation, or an independent collective of skilled hackers. The group's motivations also remain a subject of debate, blending financial gain with possible political statements. They remain in the shadows.